conversation which is at the forefront of everybody's mind right now. When will we be allowed out on the golf course again? We've seen golf courses in Denmark opening recently. Australia, the golf courses are open. We know in the United States, some have been open for a while. Some are reopening every day. Here in the UK, how optimistic are you that we'll see golf courses opening in the not too distant future?
I would be relatively optimistic, Sarah. I think we're going to see different stages as we come out of the lockdown, no matter what country it's in. Certainly here in Europe, and there's going to be a lot of caution from the governments. They're obviously going to be very cautious of not having a second wave hit, second or third wave that some of the scientists are talking about. So they will move very slowly and very surely. I think golf, because you can play it in 2 balls or even a 1 ball. And social distancing can be practiced. Obviously, not touching flags, not touching bunker rakes, clubhouses being closed. I think that could be the initial stage of this opening. And then if we go to the other end of coming out of lockdown, I think professional golf sits there at the other end. I don't think we're going to see any restrictions on the gathering of mass people for a sporting event until the very, very 11th hour, when we're pretty much out the other side of this with a vaccine or mass testing in place. So I think it's going to range for golf, but I think for the club golfer, they're in a much better position than certainly professional golf is in order to get out there and play again.
Indeed, Andrew, everybody's missing it. Do you agree? Do you concur that kind of the signs are pretty optimistic? And just following on from what Paul said there, what measures do you think need to be implemented to make sure that we get back playing in a safe manner?
Yes, Sarah, I would like to think that we're fairly close to getting people back out on the golf courses again. Remember, we all thought actually golf potentially was maybe going to get away with this lockdown. They allowed cycling to continue, and if you're walking out in your daily exercise, you're walking around the roads, then you see a lot of people in pelotons and mass groups of cyclists cycling together, breathing heavily, breathing air out amongst their fellow players or fellow riders in the peloton. I think, getting on the golf course is pretty reasonable. I don't see any difficulties in that regard. When you think about it, you don't really come together that often on the golf course. You can easily social distance. Maybe some kind of restrictions regarding going in and out of the clubhouse, but the clubhouse can easily do that by taking away a lot of the chairs and social distancing up at the bar and situations like that. So I would expect to see golf be one of the first sports or the first types of sporting exercise or whatever to certainly come out of this lockdown, and hopefully it's going to happen fairly soon.
Yeah, Paul, it's interesting. I've had a few people coming to me on social media sort of saying, look, people can walk their dogs on the golf course, or people can walk or jog around the golf course, and yet we can't play. I mean, they kind of have a bit of a case, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do, Sarah. And we feel a little bit aggrieved as golfers. But look, it's not a time to feel aggrieved in this world at the moment, Sarah. There's so many bigger issues going on. And if we have to miss the game for the last month like we've had, so be it. As I say, but I think we're not too far away from getting back out there again. And I know Nicola Sturgeon up in Scotland has talked about it and talked about golf and specifically about coming out. And I think we're going to see that very much in the British Isles. I know France are thinking that way. They're going to be open very imminently, if not already opened. And I think the UK and Ireland will follow relatively shortly, certainly within the next 10 days, 2 weeks maybe.
Let's hope so. We'll stay positive and keep our fingers crossed. I know many of you at home are desperate to get back out onto the golf course.